languages we need to learn how to talk. First, we need to learn to talk in our own language. But then, if we want to go global, we need to learn English. Besides English, we need to learn programming, PHP, Python, or whatever. But we need to know how to code to talk to a computer. And then we need to learn about algorithm. Well, here we have an expert in these 4 languages. Fábio Scopeta from Microsoft Brasil. He's an expert leading the AI project, artificial intelligence. There are different kinds of artificial intelligence. Fábio, how did you get involved in artificial intelligence with this awesome company, Microsoft?
Right. Well, I started with working with artificial intelligence in 2004. Sorry. Where should I look at?
We can edit over there or to me, wherever you prefer, and we can edit. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, I started to work with artificial intelligence in 2014 when IBM announced Watson as a commercial project. So I can say that I'm in the AI field or the commercial AI field since the beginning. It was quite a ride, and the last 7 months I've been working for Microsoft in the same field.
The beauty of Microsoft with Watson is now that they are using that platform for several industries.
Yep.
A small business can get involved with it at a very reasonable price and become the leaders and dominant in their industry. So please share with us one case study that you like, one startup that you like, because they are using this platform. They are going to connect differently with their customer service and also with the cost and the productivity they have went to the moon.
Right. Well, you know what? AI is already everywhere, and people sometimes don't even notice. In my presentation, I just show a case of Rolls-Royce, just because many of the people to come to this Congress have used AI in a way or depended on AI because of their airplanes, but they don't know, we don't think about that anymore. And people think, oh, give me an example of AI. Whoever has a Windows computer have Cortana running on it,
right.
An intelligent agent. So we're talking about 140 million people talking with Cortana, active users of Cortana. So it's a lot. And if we think about the commercial case, we are in Chile. So we have many startups and local companies using AI. One that I love is YouPlanner. In the education area, they use AI to revolutionize education. We have Chatigo, which is a startup that created a bot framework. They basically create bots that can run in any channel. We can keep talking here for many hours because the cases are not in the 10th or in the dozens, are in the hundreds. Now AI is truly everywhere. And when we think in Microsoft, what we do, how we democratize AI, we do this in 2 ways. First, we put AI in everything that we do. Think about our traditional projects, Office. So whenever you have your inbox, there's an inbox that is called Focus Inbox. There's AI trying to sort out what is really important for you, or simply filtering spams for you. Or still in the Office, you have a My Analytics feature that is an AI trying to learn how you behave and give you tips. But you can think about any other case. I talk about Cortana in Windows. Our ERP Dynamics has a lot of AI, even bots to interact with clients. Xbox, if you have kids and your kids have Xbox, there are AI everywhere. But I think the most important part is the AI that we use in our products, we make available for any person. Any student can use our AI in our open platform in Azure, and they can do it without spending any money. They can use the same technology that we use in our products. They can use now, in a few hours, they can create an application they use the same technology, for example, as Uber uses to identify their drivers. So a developer in the first year of their college, learning just a few lines of code, can write an application using the same technology of a company like Uber.
So the main goal, or the first goal for this artificial intelligence, is to become your virtual assistant, to assist you in several things that you can delegate to the machine, and the machine is going to do it for you. It's going to search for you, it's going to assign for you, it's going to help you take better decisions, it's going to shorten your time in order to do that work.
I like your definition.
All right.
I would have that in a different word, in one phrase. It's about amplifying our cognitive capabilities in order for us to achieve more, doing all that you just said.
Now, what about other decisions that we need to take? Not only to help our job and to simplify our job. What about taking decisions of how to buy a stock or not to buy a stock in the stock market? This kind of intelligence can help us to reduce risk. Is the investors using kind of artificial intelligence to take that kind of decisions?
Right. Well, the financial services is early adopter of AI. So the banks, all the consultants, the AI is heavily used today in the markets. My expectation is that it's more than just making more money or making more profit, but to have a safer financial environment where these algorithms help us to see what we cannot no longer see due to the amount of data that is available, and maybe avoid crises like we had in the past. But the one that I like, and in my previous job, I was the healthcare leader for Watson, and this is an area that I particularly like because it doesn't matter which company is playing this field, but healthcare is important for everybody, for you, me, for our parents. So when we just announced a solution, oncology solution in Brazil for oncoclínicas that will help us to get to a more precise diagnosis. So when we think about this disease, which is pretty aggressive, and the more we live, which is a good news, we are living more, but the bad news is the more we live, the more we are exposed to disease that is in nature are disease that you usually are exposed when you get older. So whenever you use this kind of technology to make our life better, it could be a disease as cancer or just a chronic disease like diabetes, and help me live better. If I cannot have a cure, at least I can have a better quality of life. Or it's more than curing or make our lives better. It's what Fábio should be doing to avoid any of this disease at all. So I think AI has a huge potential to help us on that, and we're just beginning.
I understand also Microsoft is creating an ecosystem where different companies or startups can get involved and connected to each other in order to understand what the other guys are doing with these solutions, with these projects. So how it is working here in Chile, the ecosystem where entrepreneurs or big companies can participate together to solve common problems?
I love this question because we provide a platform so people can innovate on top of it. So for us, what is most important is what people is doing with our technology. It's not about Microsoft delivering all the innovation that humans need. It's not about that. Not Microsoft, not any big company. It's about what these small companies are doing. Chile is a very important ecosystem for us, and this ecosystem is really hot. We have Imagine Lab, which is an accelerator that we partner here. So I would say in Latin, Chile is a big priority. We are always working with startups here.
There is a discussion also between the big players in artificial intelligence, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, even Tesla is participating about the debating with this topic about is it safe to release this kind of intelligence and as a open source platform so even the bad guys can take advantage of it and do wrong things with it. So there is a debate. How this debate is going, how you are kind of controlling this information in order to be used with the right goals.
Love this question. Well, most of the companies that you just mentioned are part of a consortium that is called OpenAI. So we are all, despite the fact that we compete in the market, we share the same concerns. This is the truth. So we not only get together to discuss how to design systems that are safer, systems that eventually, whenever it goes to the wrong way, we can stop it, or how to avoid that the bad guys do bad use, which is a tricky thing because technology essentially is the nature is neutral. A knife doesn't do any harm for anyone, but I can use to do a big meal for someone that needs, or I can do a harm to someone. So the technology essentially is neutral. What we have to do now is have the proper design where we can avoid that bad things happen. But this applies to any technology.
Finally, Fábio, how we are going to integrate ourselves, not only with our phone, but with the interaction with the phone through this more natural conversation in order to get information from it and provide the information without knowing it. So what kind of people has the right mindset in order to integrate better with this AI and get more value out of it? What kind of mindset inside ourselves we need to do in order to embrace it?
Right, you know what? In the past, we had to adapt to computers. We had to learn how to use their language. What is happening now is computers are learning how to interact with us in the same language that we're talking now, our natural language. So it's not about people adapting to this new way of doing, because it's simply the natural way of doing. Think about this. In one hand, you have computers approaching us, getting closer to us in the way that they are behaving. Like they understand what I type now, what I say. They can see what I see. On the other hand, we are using computers in a more intimate way. Think about the mixed reality glasses. So now we wear a glass that expands my experience of the world. I can see a hologram here in front of me. So we are getting more intimate. Now I'll be using glasses, but tomorrow I'll have them under my skin. So we are getting close to computers. The computers are getting close to us. It's like a movement of positive symbiosis.
Just to finish with last question, in the Congress next year, America Digital next year, what kind of project you personally would like to fulfill and explain here again 1 year from now?
Right. I think that we need to showcase what is the impact that AI is having in our lives, because not always is transparent. I just talked about the Rolls-Royce case that we use indirectly. So I think we need to expose what we are doing in Latin America with our talent, the cool startups in Chile, the very creative guys that we have here, and what is the impact in our society. Because in the end, Latin America is in a tricky moment. We have the economies recovering that will bring a lot of opportunities for everybody. So that's our time. And we need to do our best to use this technology to accelerate the time that we might have lost in the past. So what I want to see in the next is what is Latam doing out of it? Not only Microsoft, but everybody.
Good, thank you. Fábio Scopeta, Director of AI at Microsoft Brazil. Thank you for coming to Congress America Digital.
Thank you, Octavio.